Kings and queens of YouTube, beautiful souls and trolls. Green Sage 9, aka Gazer number 9. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Spiritual SO. Youngin, I mess with the youngin. I've been sun gazing way before I came across him, so I feel as though um, I can bite a little bit. But shouts out to him. I like the work that he's doing. So yeah, I kind of wanted to get on the tube, kind of talk about something this morning that kind of was quite interesting. I've been I'm always in the background monitoring these youngins out here just to see where their minds at and see what type of young folks that are waking up, and just to see the younger generation, uh, see how their minds are working and how they're waking up and what they're understanding. Myself, I'm a little bit older. I'm in my mid 30s, but I had my awakening. I would say uh, probably when I was like starting around. I want to say I think I've always been woke to some degree, but I really cracked into it in my 30s, and then by 33 is when I really had my full awakening. But anyway, the main purpose of this video basically is I wanted to make a response to the youngin Vontoocut. I came across him, I would say, about a month ago. He reminded me. Well, a lot of these youngins remind me of myself, meaning that I think this when a person wakes up and the spiritual journey that they go to is not is specific to them as far as the events that take place in their lives, but as far as the knowledge and understanding that you attain is very much similar, and I can empathize with Vontoocut in the fact that when I started to first have my spiritual awakening, I was really kind of heavy into the whole melanated, being black melanated, and understanding it from that perspective, and also you know I was also in that mindset of being really pro melanated, and trying to basically raise my people out of the dish that they put themselves into, and try to understand why a lot of the other cultures and a lot of the other races, for whatever reason treat melanated people so badly around the whole world. And it was just interesting to see somebody else who, for the most part, and a lot of people are, but Vaughn Tuco was very passionate about that, and it's kind of this. It was just more of like a how when you think something and you see somebody else kind of come to that same conclusions, it's just a kind of a reassuring kind of a feeling. But anyway, kind of moving on to what I really wanted to talk about. He recently came out with a video, I want to say, about within the last 48 hours, 24 hours. I think the title was called The Hamster Wheel, where he kind of red pilled a lot of people, man. Especially the youngins. A lot of these youngins look up to these to these folks. Um, I don't. I've always tried to tell people who I've come across. You always should look up. There's people you should look up to, but just like in religion, how people worship these priests and these bishops and these religious figures. You should never worship somebody. Um, you should never worship somebody, because just like you, everyone has faults. Everyone is human. You don't need to go through somebody to talk to God, universe, to access certain information. And this matrix has really programmed people to believe that you have to go through somebody or listen to somebody's wisdom and knowledge to understand, and not to you won't be able to understand your own and gain your own wisdom and knowledge. It's always a kind of a reassuring thing to hear somebody else who's very similar to you, to hear somebody very similar to you speak the same thing. But at the same time, you can't just fully put all your eggs in one basket by depending on one person. I know a lot of these youngins really looked up to Vontoocut, and he woke up a lot of people and brought a lot of people wisdom and understanding, and brought a lot of people out of depression and saved a lot of people in that same regard. But at the same time, I don't know what's really going on with him, because I've been peeping these young cats, and I always monitor these young cats. There's no one really that these young cats. There's no there's no youngin that I watch that really gives me any more information than I already know. I know most of these young cats, but they're very articulate, very stylish, and all that kind of stuff. And myself, I got a lot going on. So, and everyone has a different kind of calling. I'm more of a person who likes to talk to people one on one and kind of have deep conversations versus getting on YouTube and talking about things. But with this great awakening going on, I feel as though it's probably a call for me to start talking to people so people can kind of see different takes on stuff. But nonetheless, he kind of red pilled a lot of people and kind of just broke down what reality and life is, which is it's kind of deep. And in the way his spin on it was, the video was kind of long, and you can go check it out. But the couple of things I do want to say is that, I think I came to a realization of what reality. I've always wondered what reality in life is and was, and what my purpose here in life. And when I finally got the download, and I finally had my great awakening, I was given the knowledge, wisdom, and knowledge, and understanding of who and what we really are as souls having a human experience in this avatar body. And one of the most recent downloads not recent, but one of the downloads that I got that kind of blew my mind, and it made me understand what we are, was the fact that I got a download basically telling me that we are souls having a human experience, and what happened in the beginning, God has always existed. He was never born. When they say Big Bang, I don't agree with that, because God has always been. There's never been a creation, a start or finish to God. God has always been, which is even more mind blowing. Meaning that there's no beginning and end. There's never been a beginning and end, because God is a thought. Everything comes from the non-physical into the physical. So the energy of God, the universe being a thought, has always been here. And the download that I got was that God, which is obviously not a gender. There's no female or male, or God is an energy. That energy wanted to basically experience itself. It was everything, all and everything, and it wanted to experience itself. You can say that it was lonely, or you can say that it being the only thing in existence, it wanted to experience itself. So what it did was create a physical reality, and it fragmented its energy, and those energies, which are souls, basically were transferred into physical vehicles, i.e. avatar bodies, i.e. anything of a physical nature. So that way God could thus God could experience itself. And that was one of the major downloads I got. And basically, some of what Vaughn said, I really disagree. And it's not about disagreeing, it's about knowing. I think that his lack of knowledge and understanding is he still has a little bit to go on that path of journey. And I feel as though his vibes has changed more recently. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, this has been open a long time, and this kind of peeping at his vibes has definitely changed in the last 2-3 videos. And I don't know what else is going on, but the way he approached this, to having a negative spin on things, and basically insinuating that the end game, the best end game, is to cut everything off. Which, you know what, you can't. Your soul cannot die. God as an energy cannot die. You said that God came into existence as the Big Bang. That's incorrect. God has always been here. That's the thing. We don't know. Like, you need to get your mind around that, because you think that God was created. God has always been. He is the Alpha and Omega. He is the beginning and end. There's no beginning and end to God. So therefore, he always exists. Now, as a thought form, he is the physical and non-physical at the same time. We are particles having an individualized soul particles having an individualized experience. And as we ascend and go through all these different avatar bodies and learn more and more, we ascend, going up up into higher dimensions, and the higher dimension that you go into, the less physical that you become. You become non-physical as you go into the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9, and the angelic dimensions. So essentially, the more that you learn and the more that you ascend, you basically go back, you ascend back to source. And with that also comes the fact that you lose your separation, you lose your individuality, you become part of a collective thought. And that's the whole point. That's some of the whole point of having a human experience, is to experience individuality, and experience lessons, and do things, whether it be good or evil, the way you want to do it, outside of being a part of a whole collective consciousness. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't want to go too long, and it's getting dark, but I just wanted to spit those 2 bits. I'm probably gonna upload another video, kind of clarifying things a little bit. I gotta kind of look at the video so I can specifically, pinpoint certain things that I didn't disagree with him, and the things that I do agree with him, because a lot of this, what he said, was truth, but the way he put it and the spin that he put it was a very negative spin. And I know he had a very he has a very he's very impactful on the youth, especially those who really look up to him. And I'm like, dog, come on now. Now I don't know what's going on with you. Your vibes is wrong, and you basically are influencing other people's in the right vibration, to go into the wrong vibrations, especially when things are coming so close to the end of the year 2020. In December, we all know that the shift is already occurring, and certain things energetically are going to take place within the next 2 months, December and January. So anyway, I'm gonna come back with another video, and just kind of break things down for you. Once again, it's Green Sage 9, Gazer number 9. Shouts out to all the chosen ones. Shouts out to all the people who who know. You feel me? So anyway, peace out.